what's the significance of the new UK-EU agreement, and how does it reset the relationship?
Hello, good afternoon to you and
to
everybody listening to us now. Well, as you may know or remember about 3-4 years ago, the United Kingdom gone out from the European Union, and that was after a referendum has happened in the UK.
Yes.
Now, most of the economy has been affected. The economy in UK and in the European Union at the same time, they were both affected by the withdrawal from the UK from the European Union. Although there was a lot of talk rejoining the UK into the European Union, but that is going to be very difficult, and it's not easy, and it takes a long time. So they have to do another referendum, and the parliament have to approve, and then have to negotiate again, and so on. But what happened was the government present, which is led by Keir Starmer, they wanted to go into the European Union from the back door by not having a full membership as such, but having all the other trade agreements renegotiated and giving favorable to the both countries, either to the UK or to the European Union from the two sides. Therefore, that negotiation started now, which is obviously started with the fishing rights in European Union into the water belong to the UK, and they're going to follow other things like the exchange of labor, exchange of currency, and setting the currencies in such a way that is not fluctuating too much, and easier to maintain and import and export food products, and not having a big queue in the ports and so on. So they cut down the paperwork and get the goods moved a lot quicker than now.
Yes.
That is what the European Union and the UK are trying to do. Both of them wanted to join economically together, but not as before as a full member of the European Union.
Well, speaking about fishing, sir, fishing has always been a contentious Brexit issue. What's been agreed this time?
Well, they cannot agree on everything very
course.
quickly. They had to negotiate one item by one item. They started now with the fishing rights, and obviously the European Union affected badly with the fishing rights because they fish from the North Sea, where they get a lot of fish for feeding the Europeans. And that was affected badly, and the prices of fish on that particular sector was affected badly, and that is what they agreed with. So compromising from here and compromising from there. That is what they plan now to do. Secondly, they are looking now at doing something for exchanging labor. As you know now, UK is separate from Europe. So I'm a UK citizen. If I want to go and work in Europe, in France or Germany or Italy or anywhere, I have to get a work permit. And that was not a good idea, because that would limit the number of people are looking for jobs and traveling. And there have been a lot of talk in the UK about the social activities. Since the breakaway from the European Union, there is a lot of talk about the youth and the new generation are not mixing well with the Europeans, and therefore Britain will become isolated from the rest of the world. So when the European Union was with the UK, there were exchange of students, exchange of labor, exchange of culture, etc., and that was benefit both countries. I mean, the UK and the European Union as a whole. But now things are difficult. If I want to go as a British citizen to Europe, I got to get a work permit. Although I have there is no visa requirement, but I can have a tourist visa or go in maximum of 90 days without work. So that issue also in the table for the discussion.
Okay, so
Also,
how will the trade be affected under the New Deal?
well, a lot. It will affect a lot. The New Deal, which they are doing now with the fishing, for instance, give a lot of access to the European fishing industry to expand and grow. It is not affecting the UK economy as such because a fish is in the water. So whether they pick it up or other Europeans pick it up, it doesn't make any difference. But obviously that will give a breathing space to all the countries in Europe, such as France and Germany and Italy and so on.
Yes.
And that is one thing which is at least they put it on the table, saying at least we can negotiate this one and easy to agree.
Yes, yes, I get your point. So what economic impact does the government expect from the agreement?
Which one?
The UK government.
The UK government? Well, I don't think the UK government expected a lot from this agreement, especially the fishing agreement. But they give that away to negotiate something else. And I think the one they're going to put on the table next is somehow is exchange of labor force. So therefore, they don't have to have the work permit issue, because European needs some of the British experts, and the European need a lot of workers from Europe. As you may know, the United Kingdom are badly affected agriculturally because there is the crops on the tree, they don't have a labor to pick it up. And that was ruined and destroyed. And that made the cost of the fruit and vegetable, which can be picked up, increasingly high. Before that, a lot of European Union from the Eastern Europe, etc., they have a labor force which they come and help in the agriculture industry. Now that is not on the table. And I think the UK having this is on the table now to negotiate with the European Union of exchanging labor without having to go through all the hierarchy of work permit and all that, which is obviously affect the industry. If you're talking about the agriculture industry or the cropping industry, etc., that's all affected by that.
Okay.
And that is, I think, is the one next on the table. There is one after that. If you give me a chance, I will, like to talk about it.
Yes, but briefly, so I can ask you more questions, sir.
Which
yes,
is
go ahead.
The currency. As you may know, the sterling are different from the from the euro. And what they're trying to do is if you look at the index, you found the pound sterling today, for instance, 1.24 euro, and the dollar is 1.22 USD dollars. And they want to take out the word euro. They want to fix it in a way. So maybe the one sterling pound will be €1.20, and that fixed all the time. It does not fluctuate. That will help both European Union and the UK to stabilize the prices, because the fluctuation of the currency can make things change every day. If I want to buy a bottle of water, for instance, from the European Union, while the one sterling pound 1.24, it will be different than if it is £1.2. So therefore, they want to stabilize one thing and then stabilize the custom duty, etc. And that is what the agenda of the new government and Keir Starmer trying to do.
Yes,
which
I get your point.
Said earlier, it's going into the European Union from the back door.